Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I hope you are having a fantastic day wherever you are, and if you are new to the channel, please consider hitting like and subscribing. It is a free way to show support. Right, we're back with Icarus once again, and you might be asking, hey, what's going on over here in the corner? In the previous one I said I was going to move things, and ta-da! I got a bit carried away. This is basically where the kitchen is going to be, over there in the corner. So lots of things have been moved around. This is the tail end. I've just basically finished off doing the whole kitchen area, and then well, it's an expansion really, and I've got a ton of stuff to sort out, so sit back and enjoy. Right now I'm moving this skinning bench closer to the butcher area. Well, butcher area, you know what I mean. The meat area and so on, and the salting station. Just kind of makes sense to have all of that together. So in order to do that, you've got to, look at that guy. You've got to move all the animals out first and then put them back in again. It's a bit of a pain, but we'll get there. So it's repositioning the biofuel generator, and the water pump is next, and get everything connected back up again. Making things a little bit more sturdy now with steel barriers. This is just an aesthetic look more than anything else. And then it's basically to expand the entrance area to make access a little bit easier. Basically, that's what we were doing, Icarus. We just make things a little bit bigger and better, and so on. As you can see, so we expand by 3 blocks on either side. There we go. So we've got to remove the old barriers, put the new barriers in, remove some of the pillars, get rid of some of the roofing. We're going to put a new roof in, make it look damn nice. Right, as you know, I was talking about putting lights in. So we put one light there, and then I got to wire that up. Not only that, I've then got to create some of the... It's not a glass beam, don't get confused by that. It actually turns out to be an aluminium beam. I put an aluminium beam in the kitchen area, so it crosses over, so we can put another light in there. Connect those lights up to the electricity to the biofuel generator, which gives us light, which means we don't have to have 5 wall torches on anymore. Initial thoughts, yeah, put it there, it'll look good. And then I thought to myself, hang on, that's the kitchen area, the fire's all the way over there. It's not going to work, but there is a space right next to the fireplace, so I thought I might as well just pick it up, slap it there, reset my spawn point, and then we'll be good to go and continue on looking at the electricity issues, solar panels. Looking if finally in the latter half of this session, putting in the marble kitchen and the sink and everything like that. Right now I'm upgrading the pathway with cement flooring, making it a little bit easier to get around, and then lots of other stuff to sort out to make that entrance work better. Right, back into the caves to get some of that precious metal, in particular the gold. As you can see in my lighting hotbar, I've got the torch, which is not great. It's pretty hard to see. So I eventually stop and swap it out with the standard regular torch. A lot easier to see with the torch. There was a lot more that I wanted to do, but this is actually going to be the final episode or part that I do of this outpost. I'm actually going to do one for an open world. I've been talking about that for a fair bit. So yeah, I'm going to do an open world with a brand new character, so I won't have any of my gizmos or toys or anything like that. As you can see, the roof part now is nice and open. It's a lot more airy, a lot more easier to get access to everything. Putting a roof on, so much easier now. Looks way, way, way better. And then I've just got to fill in that little gap up at the top there, remove some of the old rooftops and so on. Ah yes, the materials processor. This is what we need to make composites. It's basically like a pestle and mortar, but it's it requires electricity, which is just a knock-on problem. Needing more electricity for this, that, and the other. And that's the main part, right? The composite paste. In two variants you can use, one with gold ore, one with platinum ore. Gold ore is kind of hard to come by in this outpost. So although it regenerates. The biggest problem is obviously we've got to connect it up to electricity. We've got to get all the items together, all the materials and resources to make the composite paste. The composite paste will allow us to make solar panels, electric furnace, I think. I'm not sure. No, not the electric furnace. The composite bow. That's the main one that I want to get to next. So we just connect up, make sure it all works, and we get processing. So right now, obviously, we can see that we're running out of storage space. So it's time to make a couple of cupboards. Slap them together close to where the workshop is, or the workshop area, I guess, is. And start transporting some of the items that are sitting in the, like the furnace, for example, taking it out of there, the completed stuff, and putting it into chests and cupboards. Just get organized, you know, make life a little bit easier. It's one of my pet peeves with this game is the building side of it's a little bit tricky. As you can see, I'm struggling to get the angled beam to snap to. Eventually I do find a sweet spot. It does work, but it is one of those, it's just a little bit of a pain. I'm not even pointing at it and it snaps to. It's just there we go. It's so weird, but I'll get it to work eventually. Put the light in, connect it up, and it's all good. So here I'm indicating that the composites are not smelting down, they're not being created, and that is because we need an electric furnace. And the biggest pain of all is when you start progressing at such a pace like this, you kind of get lost behind, and as you can see, all the items that are required, and in particular it's the concrete mix and the electronics, 60 electronics, and getting that together is an absolute nightmare. So off to the skinning bench I go. All the animals that I've caught that are sitting there now I'll start taking them apart, or disassembling, or butchering, or whatever you want to call it. Mainly for the bone, because we need to make epoxy from the crushed bones. Why are you destroying that, you say? Well, the thing is, when you start catching all the animals for the bones and stuff like that, your stock is so full. As you can see, I've got tons of leather, tons of fur, stuff that I will not use. So there's a lot still to destroy, even after you think you might need it. Not necessary. Right now it's the end of day for me. It's actually 2 parts that I've actually edited down together, which we're going to switch over to the next session. And this is now the electric furnace, where to put that, and get everything together to make that work, which is going to get done right now. Then it's got a placement, and then I get a horrible glitch that happens sometimes in Icarus. The power supply from the solar panel that I put up eventually switches the electric furnace on, off, on, off, on, off. This is why I'm not so keen on using the solar panels unless out in the field with a miner, an automatic miner that's powered by a solar panel. Don't get damaged by the weather or anything like that. So leave it out in the field and auto mines a deep vein deposit. So eventually I get this down, slap it up with the solar panel, initially first with the biofuel generator, just to get some of the composite paste, because we need the composite paste to make the solar panels. Eventually then, once the solar panel's made, I'll slap that up on the roof, the top tier that I have with the stairs going up. The downside is there's a bit of a glitch. I know my good mate Rod has said from time to time it does happen. What you've got to do is pick up the item that you've attached to the solar panel, put it back down again, and reconnect, or reconnect the wires once again. I did try that a couple of times. It didn't quite work the way I wanted to, but it's just one of those things. While I'm waiting for other things to get done, I now start upgrading my bow, get rid of the cave worm bow, and get the carbon bow. And it is a beautiful piece of kit. It fires nice rapid rate, and it does the job. for a little bit more expansion. Now, I'm not happy with the generators sitting out there right in the kitchen, so I'm gonna put a little alcove in here, seal it off, put a rooftop on it, put some flooring down it, and put the generator, plus another generator that I built to power the entire house. It's not a shack anymore, it's now a house, man. So that gets moved into there once I put the walls up and all that sort of stuff, and it's out of sight, it's hidden, and it looks better. And at this point, it's now getting all the materials together for the marble bench, the sink, the biofuel stove, or the electric stove, all that sort of stuff, so on, and the storage to put into the corner of the kitchen area. Coupled with that, it's also going to put in a deep freezer and a fridge and get all of those connected up. Now it's just about getting the right alignment here, because a little bit too far back and you're slightly askew, it just won't fit in. This is actually my second attempt at getting it all fit in. So it's the preparation stage, it's the cooker, it's the storage, and then it's the sink. And the nice thing is, when you have a normal character, your canteen can just get filled straight in from going over to that sink over there without having to use the water from the lake or stream or whatever. And you can also wash your hands to get a little bit of health buff from that too. So right now I'm just finding the right access point to take for the water, get the cables nice and neat. I don't like cables lying all over the place. It drives me up the wall. Thankfully, the way that I've made this house just kind of works. It can sneak along the side of the wall. It can do a nice little curve, and eventually I'm not happy with that there, not at all. Yeah, so we do a little drop there, we turn it around nice and tight, over there, across the wall to there, and then we go up the wall. And then that, use it as one central point, up and then down, and then use that area there as a central point to feed all the areas that need water. And do the same for the electricity. And there we go. Everything is now connected. Water and everything. All the menus will show all the, I guess the menu will show you all the food options that are available to you. There's pies, there's soups, there's fried bacon, and all that sort of stuff. Fruit pie and everything. It's lots of food buffers and maximum healths and all that sort of stuff. So everything is looking a-okay. Now it's time for a little table and chairs. Look at that. It's a bit of a glitch. Tables and chairs, and then the deep freezer and the fridge. Deep freezer made, now so put into place and slots in absolutely perfectly there. That was not intentional at all, but it does work out just absolutely fine. And then we put the fridge to the right of us where we're standing right now. The nice thing is with the freezer, nothing will go bad. Storage space, I wish it were, it's a big item for not such great storage space. I've done open worlds and all sorts of stuff where we've had 2 or 3 deep freezers just to keep the food going, particularly if there's more than one person playing. For one person, 1 deep freeze and 1 freezer will do, 1 fridge will do just fine. Again, the storage space in the freezer, look at that. It's not an awful lot, so if you're playing this game, thinking of playing this game, and you get to this point, use that for your cooked foods. For your special foods that you've done on your biofuel stove or your electric stove. Particularly the prepared meals, the steaks, the pies, not the steaks, the pies and the soups and all that sort of stuff. Same goes for the fridge, not an awful lot of space in the fridge. Your food does decay in the fridge, just at a much slower rate. I think, I can't recall. So yeah, I'm just picking up some of the berries and stuff, and this is another pet peeve of mine, is taking the stuff and I've got stuff in the seeds already. It shouldn't be empty, it should be showing that it's full. I've got to take it out, put it back in to replant. It just drives me up the wall, that bit. And there we go, we start putting some of the foods in there, and I realized that the coffee beans and the cocoa or whatever, the cocoa or the coffee, the coffee beans and the cocoa don't go in the fridge. They've just got to be going into storage, which I eventually figure out. I'd forgotten about that. But yeah, there we go. Fridge done and dusted. Kitchen area done and dusted. Sitting on the chairs now, looking at the view. And this is the final part of what I'm doing in this open world. Just to give you an idea of how I play the game. It is not necessarily the right way to play the game. It's just the way I do it. There's a ton more that Icarus offers, which you can see on my other live streams. But coming soon on this channel, hopefully we'll do an open world much more challenging. Cheers everybody, peace out, be good, be kind, be weird, be whatever it is you want to be.